now we're round to harvest time, which is about 6 months after we first started for planting and taking these films. And we've got the whole farm ready, and it's all gone dried off, which it has to do, of course, to be harvested. And all the big machinery's arrived. And this is the harvester here, and beside me, a huge machine. It's 6 metres wide, and it's got those huge tyres. They're just putting more tyres on it to give it more stability, because they carry, when they go along, the maize goes up through a whole lot of bits and pieces that take the kernels off the cob, and it goes up into there, just the kernels themselves. The kernels are the nice yellow things that you bite off when you're having some sweet corn. I think we've seen these cobs in our last filming, and this is the final article, and that cob has got about 520 or 30 kernels on it, and that's a good cob. We call this, our private road down here, the Golden Mile, and that's the gold. This is the root of the maize plant. The top's been chopped off and the cob's been taken off into the machine, and all the kernels have been broken off in the machinery, and just the kernels you see, can't see them at the moment, going into the bin on the top there. And this has got the biology working in the soil, the worms. You know, there's one of the worm there. And the soil is nice and friable. The roots are good and healthy, and the whole crop looks marvellous up there, doesn't it? And this is the culmination of our 6 months of growing the maize. And the next big thing is the check arrives. Oh yes, this tractor's got the jockey bed on behind, and he's waiting till the driver of the harvester signals to come and take some of his load. So the harvester will unload onto the jockey bin, and jockey bin will go back to the truck, and away we go again. Here he comes around, he's turned around, and he's cutting off this little triangle. Like a yacht race. Well, let's go back and having seen that little bit, here are the roots, and you can see they've got the brace roots. These roots here, the big ones, they hold the plant up very strongly on this hybrid, a wonderful hybrid. And all these can go down about 2 metres. These roots here bring up the moisture, and actually there's a lot of moisture in the soil here, and the soil is very friable because the biology is working away all the worms and all the other heebie-greebies under there, and a lovely strong trunk on the plant. And this will be ground into the soil. They'll cut all this with a mower, and then they'll grind it into the soil, and that rots down. All this area here used to be an estuary of the harbour, and the tide used to come in and out, and in 1930 my grandfather reclaimed about 200 acres here, and this has been wonderful in the summer, and of course maize is a summer growing plant, so you know it has plenty of moisture always down here. He reclaimed it because he knew that this district was inclined to be very dry in the long hot summers, and there was very little grass on the higher country, but down here everything just keeps on growing. Oh, look at all that gold. Yes, with this big machine, it's 6 meters wide and it travels along quite quickly. And a minute ago we saw a whole lot of maize there. Well, he started over there yesterday and they're coming this way. And suddenly it's disappeared, and as far in the distance as you can see on this flat area, it's all gone. This year we're going to average somewhere about 12 tonnes to the hectare, and that's a whole lot better than it has been for quite some years, because we've had bad droughts, and we've had about 5 bad droughts in a row. So it's very pleasing to know that the country can still produce. After some 12 years we've been harvesting maize. It's a very nice thing for a farmer to do, because you just employ the contractors, that's this firm of Gavin Grain, to plough the ground in September and plant the seed, and then it's top dressed in November. It's given mostly nitrogen urea, and that kicks the plants away for the rest of the 6-month season. So the farmer, that being me, doesn't have to do a lot, but you have to work out what you're going to be doing and who's going to do it and what hybrids plants you're going to use. And it's very exciting to see it all happening and culminating into the crop. Yes, well, here we are. This is where we started. Zane started his photography 6.5 months ago, and we had, I think it was 10 tractors ploughing and car harrowing and then planting, and the soil was all bare and lovely. And now we've come to the end of the story, and here we are. The maize is all gone, and another 6 months we'll be starting all over again. So it goes, and the soil, the ground will lie fallow for that 6 months because we can't grow anything that would be profitable in that time through the winter. It gets a little bit cooler than this, so the soil will be rested and the worms will be burrowing away, I hope. This may be one of our best harvests. I'm still waiting for to get the final results from what we get off the flat down there. But it looks like we're getting about 13 tonnes, was it, Zane? 13.5 tonnes, and that'll take us well up into over the 2,000 tonnes. So that's very satisfactory. But we have had some very bad seasons, and you've just got to stick with it in most things. Just like the shopkeepers, they're having a bad time too. Everybody has their day.